Welcome back. I am still here with Taui as the players are gearing up here. Active Russia, little bit shocked there, actually watching the theater of that last round. As they probably should, but, you know, I think they're all getting finally set up. They are all in the same room, and it looks as if they are going to start the match without our permission, so you get no mag graphic, and we are going straight into Zealot on Capture the Flag. Yeah, backwards, right. But it's the same thing.
They're pumped. They're excited. They want to carry that momentum right into this next game and not slow down one bit. The sooner they started, the better for them.
Capture the Flag on Zealot is how it's actually said. You don't play Zealot on Capture the Flag.
That's true.
That would be interesting, though. All right, so Taui, I always love having you in the booth because I get to pick apart the instinct strategy.
Always.
So, you know, I watched the strong side's actually going to be, he took a flanking route on this map, and he runs ring 1 or ring 2 under the base, and then he either picks or chooses spiral or going front jump. Now, is that like a standard route, or is it not worth doing?
Not necessarily. I mean, it kind of depends who you're playing and if you know their starting roles. We switched ours up to start our series yesterday. And
did you really?
Yeah, we actually started off 2 guys going hard for landing and 2 guys going top mid. And it worked really well. We were able to counter the tube guy that was eventually flanking us by having a 4-on-3 advantage and then turning around and killing him last.
All right, so already we got a lot of action going on here as Frosty is going to pick up a humongous double kill and return the flag and stay alive. So now he has the sniper at red landing. Sneaky B will be running behind him. Elumnite is actually positioned top middle, kind of watching his base, and he's going to shut down any member of Status Quo who is coming near.
They should be able to get this cap here. Aaron's the only one that can get in position. Not even close. He's getting taken out from under their base, too.
So Active Rush may possibly be making a humongous run through this loser bracket.
They really might. Like I said, they want to carry that momentum in. SQ, they lost a game to Classic. Somewhat close games, but I mean, you know, not too momentous of a victory. Active Rush, riding that Game 5 victory, wants to come in and play as hot as possible.
Yep, so now we're going to see as Elumnite's going to be going top middle. His face is going to be ripped off, and now his teammates are still able to keep control of top gold, and Aries is doing a good job here. But so now, I always see teams go 4 down, and then they have a hard time regaining map control. So when you have 4 down and you get the worst spawn, which is under the base or in front of the base,
you have to wait.
You just have to wait?
Yeah, absolutely. You just have to stand still and wait for your teammates. Try to pick off one guy. Because once you pick off that one guy and your guys all spawn, they might have power weapons or positioning, but you do still have numbers. You have more DMRs on opponents than they do.
So the slower the pace, the better. Now is there like a set? So my main thing is when I spawn, you know, ranked MLG playlist on, you know, Halo Reach. When I spawn under the base, all right? And then like I'm like the first or second or third. It doesn't matter my positioning, but I don't know where to run. Do you want to run bottom middle or spiral?
It's really the ability that a lot of players have to gauge where their teammates are and know exactly where to go. You know, teams can talk about positioning and where to go and stuff, but I mean, if you have teammates fighting at gold and you guys might have better numbers, if you push gold, that would probably be the best place to go, either through your landing or up one of the lifts.
All right, well, Assault's going to be picking up a double kill. Elumnite's coming off the spawn. He is not in a good position to get this flag.
SQ should be able to be. That was 3 dead, yeah. It does look like they gave up complete control for that cap, though. That's not what you ideally want to do. Active Rush is trying to hold down gold here.
Well, it is hard to do so, Taui, and not every team can do it as effectively as you guys, all right?
Also true.
You know? So give some teams some break. So now we're seeing his Flames is going to be coming underneath the base. He's going to be fighting Sneaky Beaver. This is probably the first time I've ever seen a battle like that ever commence.
The crouch bloom was used very effectively right there. Your bloom reloads quite quicker when you crouch, and Flames were crouched for that last shot.
Yeah, now, so Taui, I ask everyone who comes into this booth the question, and I have to ask you, bloom, no bloom, and your thoughts.
You know, I haven't played it enough to give a full opinion, I feel, but I would have to say no bloom. You have to say no bloom. I don't know about this next tournament just because of using 5 events of bloom and then, you know what I mean, for full season, but as far as next year goes, we have to tweak the game types, we have to tweak the settings, hopefully get new maps, and I would go no bloom.
All right, well, Ace is going to kill Enable there, and now he is going to be the only one alive. Actually, no, make that Flame Sword has the grenade launcher ring, too. Ace is going to be taken out.
This will be a really scrappy cap if they're able to pull it off.
Yeah, Elumnite has the sniper on the red landing. He is going to be able to get this flag return, and Aries is going to be running the flag. That is going to be 2 down for Status Quo. Active Rush coming out here and actually out-shooting Status Quo. Quite surprising.
Very surprising.
And you know, you actually were going to tell me you're going to be a nice guy. You said this is probably going to be a close one. But in reality, we thought Turning Point was going to blow through this team.
Oh, absolutely.
And we were going to see a status quo Turning Point match. But instead, we're seeing as Active Rush is really holding their own.
Seems like SQ did a really good job of stopping that and pulling that counter cap there. They're still trying to hold control of gold, even though Ace just died with the sniper trying to get away.
Yep, so Ace is going to be taken out. That is going to be a 4-on-2, and now Active Rush is running yet another flag. Enable is in a very good positioning here.
He was that first spawner there. He got through to their base.
So now, is this the right play? Do you want to just grab the flag and just run straight at them and try to get the return?
I would say it's a good play because they were all focused on finding him, allowing his teammates to push off their spawns. It might have been better to put a few shots down on those landing guys to stay alive also and run that flag bottom center. If he had stayed alive there, they could have their flag up on the landing.
Flamestorm's just going to be looking at it. He's going to connect with the body, but he is going to be able to get that touch. Ian, as that is Enable, will be pushing on the Active Rush base, and now Flamestorm's going to be fighting Enable. He's going to get a nice kill. Yeah, he is playing very, very well.
Very well.
So
wasn't able to get the return. It should return here in a few seconds, though.
Oh, you are so smart, Towie. You are just...
That's something to watch out for. A lot of people don't know the times on returns or aren't consciously aware of it during games, but if you know the exact 15 seconds, it's so beneficial to your team to be able to get that last pull after 14 seconds have gone by, knowing you can slay for those first 14 seconds.
So now, is that what you do?
It's one of the best things to do for a coach on a capture the flag game side, yeah.
So now, how do you really do that? You know,
a lot of times people are zoomed in or they're, you know, scoped, looking at different stuff. You just have to know when the flag was dropped and look through all 4 players' screens until you can see the time that's remaining in the game and do the math. 15 seconds less, and you got to say, touch it by 35, touch it by 29. You know when you get the touch and know when it'll return at, so that they can fight for those 15 seconds and then get that pull and try to get that cap.
You know, the coach really does have a hard job now, man.
It's gotten harder, yeah.
I mean, in the past, the coach was kind of like, oh, well, we can't have him. He's just kind of there for power weapons. But now it's really everything. I mean,
it is
you are always watching VOD. You are trying to figure out what's wrong. You're putting your input in. I mean, in reality, when you look at Instinct, you guys each have about 20% of the call, you know? Like, your opinion matters.
It's very rare, I would say. Not many teams have someone like me. But it's really beneficial, I feel, for our team. And, you know, they definitely treat my input as equal to everyone else's on the team. You know, they value everything I can bring, and it really helps our team.
Yeah, it's definitely good to have the trust here. Active Rush now putting themselves in a terrible position here. They are underneath ring 2, so that's going to be ring 1. But luckily, Status Quo all converged on the guys ring 1, and Sneaky Beaver was able to sneak in. And Aries is going to be running a counter cap. Ace spawned under the base along with Enable, and they're going to be pushing through the holograms. So Aries has to be extremely careful here with this push.
See Ace here. That's good that they were able to all come back with that flag. Ace tried to do the same thing Enable had done previously, but wasn't able to get there fast enough.
Sneaky Beaver's going to pick up that double kill. That's going to be 2 down for Status Quo. And Active Rush really just doing a good job here. Elumnite is consistently going top middle, and I love how top middle is used nowadays, Towie.
Oh, it's perfect. It's the best flank you can have, and if you can get a guy or 2 guys on landing with that top middle guy, it's almost impossible to break if the other team is all sitting around at gold with their flag.
So now Frosty is just going to wait for the call-outs. He is the last one alive. He's playing this extremely slow. This is exactly what you were looking to do. Assault now is going to be pushing on his base along with the rest of the guys. He spots Flamesword, and Flamesword has seen him, and this is not going to work out for him, but he manages to stay alive.
Very good play.
Staying alive is definitely a key in this game, as Status Quo is going to be attempting to run this flag. Enable's going to lift all the way up, and Frosty has to throw this flag out, or maybe he's going to try to run it. Is this the right call?
I would have thrown out maybe bottom center, but it seems like he knew where his teammates were better than I have. I didn't look at their screens first, and he knew the positioning of his teammates, was able to run that flag. That was a good play.
Yeah, it is hard up here, isn't it?
It is a lot harder than people think to follow not only the 4 screens that I'm used to watching, but all 8.
Yeah. So take that, community. So now Elumnite's going to have the sniper at the red landing. Aries is going to get a kill, and Elumnite's going to pick up a headshot. That is going to give them the advantage here. Ace is all by himself, and he has to protect this flag. Active Rush should be swarming the Status Quo base, but there's no real sense of urgency.
Yeah, they should be pushing in much quicker. They know they're going to spawn under because they have landing control. And instead they push from main ramp and died too easily there.
Yeah, and you know, main ramp really is not where you want to be pushing. I've never seen a successful push through main ramp. You can only get like 1 good flank, but top, middle, and gold is really where you want to start it from.
Every time. Wow.
Aries just punching someone in the face, keeping this flag alive, but the flag is all the way at bottom gold, so this is not the best positioning as Ace is going to be laying down.
I would be very surprised. What they need to do now, Ace needs to watch his flank, as Active Rush should be trying to push main ramp or top center here to try and get a flank on them, but it looks unlikely as they're all spawning right now.
Yeah, they just got bombarded with nades, and Ace should be able to cap this flag.
I wouldn't be surprised. There should be another cap here for Status Quo as they have map control and numbers.
Yep, and now it's going to be all tied up 3-3. The members of Active Rush desperately trying to stop this fourth flag. They do not want to give Status Quo the momentum, and they are able to take him down. Great job by Alumni, but he just naded himself because he was super excited, and now he's going to grab this sniper. Will he take down Ace? No, and Ace is going to clip this. That is going to be cap number 4 for Status Quo as Active Rush is coming off the respawn. Ace is just looking around with this sniper. He knows they're going to be spawning.
Enable's picking up the new tube here too. And another kill with it. They have both power weapons. This should be another 5th cap for them.
Flamesword's actually going to be taking out incredible shots from Sneaky Beaver. He did that from ring 1.
That's the best play you can do when you kill and they both spawn flag.
Yeah, that's
well, there was a Status Quo member running in front of the base. I mean, that kind of blocked spawns under the base, but that's still very fortunate for Active Rush that they were both able to spawn there and kill that flag runner.
But I mean, in this game, all players have to have their head on a swivel.
Always.
Towie.
Yeah.
And now, do you always tell your teammate? Do you tell your team? Are you like, guys, make sure you're looking around for spawns? Like,
always,
is that
yeah,
like
when we have numbers, I keep like a time in my head necessarily of how long it takes to spawn, and when I realize it's been enough time, I just say locate, find their spawns, where they're spawning, and it makes our team look for them.
Oh my God, Sneaky Beaver! It just did the most incredible thing, and this is. He got a stick. He had picked up a double kill. Now Alumni's going to get a kill. They have to return this flag. All members of Status Quo are going to be spawning landing. No, that was only Enable, and now Active Rush
still
will be running.
Returned. Oh my goodness.
They didn't return it?
It just returned now. Assault wasn't able to get that last kill. The last guy alive was able to fend him off.
Man, that would have been such a dagger.
Oh yeah.
Now Status Quo looks to be getting
this shouldn't be a cap. It's 4-on-2 here, and they have control of gold.
Yep, so Status Quo is trying their hardest to get this flag. Ace is still sitting here. Great job by him and Flamesword to really take this guy out.
This is really bad for Active Rush here. The new weapons are coming up too, and they're still having gold control for Status Quo.
Aries is taking off spawn, and this is not looking good. Frosty better throw the best nades of his life, but he can't because he has a sniper bullet in his mouth.
The base. This is definitely game over.
Wow. Round of applause.
Game over.
There you see as Status Quo is going to take game number 1. That was a nail biter there for a while.
It really was.
And Active Rush got off to that early lead, but once they dropped that flag to bottom gold and they sacrificed themselves time after time again, Status Quo was able to just keep control of gold and they never looked back. So as we take a look at the stats here, Assault going huge for his team, +8. Ace right there with him with his +8. Flamesword, 12 assists.
Outstanding.
And really, Active Rush was my story in this game. And, they just had that big play factor. We saw that sticky nade, that everything was going right for him right there.
Absolutely. They came out with that momentum and were able to get that quick lead. But it seems like after that, and any time they tried to get control or get a cap, they sacrificed that control to try to get that cap. So it wasn't really, consistent gameplay throughout the game. They were just trying to swing caps in their favor, and it ultimately led to them losing.
All right, well, we have game number 2 coming up on Countdown, coming up next.